User authentication is such an important aspect of web applications, and without missing words, it involves a lot of work to get it right. For this reason, there are a lot of players in the game offering user authentication as a service. And sincerely, some of these services are great. They offer great service at a reasonable cost. But there are situations where you just want to have a total control of your authentication process. And in other sense, you may also be cool with using any of these third-party service providers providing authentication as a service. However, understanding how the whole process works is a big plus on your side because you never can tell when you are going to be needing that knowledge. And for this reason, that is why I created this project to show you what a complete user authentication flow looks like. Okay, this project consists of different means of user authentication, such as email and password. You can authenticate your user with their email and registered password, and you can also authenticate your user using different OAuth providers like Google, like Github. And I also structured the project in such a way that you can easily integrate other OAuth providers into your project without making notable changes to your code. All you have to do is to just register your app with your desired OAuth provider, possibly Facebook, Discord, and so on, and register your app, and then you just integrate it into your project. You don't have to make any notable changes to your code with the way I structured the project. Okay, and we also have other functionalities integrated into the project, such as example, we have forgot password functionality where your users can reset their password using their registered email address in case they forgot their password. All right, and also inclusive in the project, we have session management where we can manage our user sessions. You know, there are two major ways with which you can manage your user sessions. You can use stored sessions by storing your user sessions in a database, and then we also have the JSON Web token where you can assign token to your user. But for this project, we'll be using stored sessions because it offers more benefits than JSON Web token. Okay, and in this project, we'll also be doing data validation. We'll be validating user provided data both on the front end and on the back end for better security. Okay, and to make the project for you easier to follow along, I divided the project into short sections so that you don't get overwhelmed at a stretch. All right, but to start with, I'll be walking you through how the project works in this video, and from next video we start building the project together. Okay, having said all that, let me walk you through the whole project now. Okay, so if you launch the project, this is the first page you are going to first interact with. Okay, so on the home page we have a card that is welcoming you to the project, and then we have the sign-in link that is going to direct you to the sign-in page, and we also have the create account link that is going to direct you to the sign-up page. First off, before you can sign in, you have to first create your account. Okay, so by clicking on that, that is going to direct you to the sign up page. Okay, let me zoom this a little bit in so that you can see this more better. Okay, and here you have an input that is asking for your name. Okay, and then here we also have email address. Okay, here you have your password. All right, but to start with, I'm going to be providing an invalid email address so that we can see our data validation in action. All right, so I'm going to provide my password, and then I'm also going to confirm my password. Okay, so I'll try to sign up now. So you can see our front-end data validation. So the front-end data validation is put in place so that if our user provided invalid input, the input are validated right on the browser before making any network request. So that is going to make the workflow much more faster. But in case we have other malicious users that may want to bypass our front-end validation, then we also have our back-end validation. Okay. All right, so here we have invalid email address. Okay, so I'm just going to provide a valid email address now, and you can see here we have password must be at least 8 characters long. So I'm going to make this 8 characters long, at least 8 characters. You can have more than 8 characters. Okay, and then I'm going to try to sign up now. Okay, so you can see password do not match. Okay, so that means the provided confirmed password is not the same as the password. Okay, all right, so I'm going to make sure they match now. Then I'm going to sign up. Okay, so on successful sign up, we're going to have a toast. All right, so here this toast is going to be telling the user the state of their authentication process. If the sign up is successful, you have a green toast like this, and if it is not, you have an error toast, and that is going to be red. Okay, and the toast is also having a close button here. By default, the toast is going to close after 10 seconds, but if the user doesn't want to wait, then they can also make use of this close button. Okay, now a verification mail has been sent to our email address, but before verifying, let's try to sign in with our unverified account and see what we are going to have. So I'm going to provide my email now, then I'm going to provide my password. All right, let's see if we are going to have access uh to the page. Okay, you can see now that signing is not successful because we have not verified our email address. Okay, so to verify that, I'm going to open my mail address now. All right, and then I'm going to check my inbox. Okay, so this is the new message. This one was when I was testing the app before this video. I'm just going to delete that. Okay, so we have this email this verification mail. All right, so if I click on this now, then it's going to is going to verify my account. But let's say each verification mail has a lifespan of 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes, if you have not used the verification mail, then the mail is going to be invalidated. All right, but even if you have an invalid mail, let's say your validation link has expired, you can also request for a new verification mail. So let's assume that this one has expired now. I'm going to request for a new verification mail. Okay, so as soon as I requested for a new verification mail, I'm going to be directed back to the sign in page. Okay, and if you've requested for a new verification mail, that means the initial verification mail would have become invalid. Okay, you can have only one verification mail that is valid. So let's try this out now. This was the previous one, the first one. So you can see now we have invalid or expired verification link. Okay, so I'm going to use the most recent verification mail now. All right, so let's try to, okay, so you can see email verified successfully. You can now continue to sign in. So now I can now sign into my account. So I'm going to, first off, let me provide a wrong password. Okay, so I'm going to provide a wrong password. Let's see. So you can see invalid email or password. Okay, so I'm going to provide a correct password now. All right. Okay, so on successful signing now, we have our dashboard. This is just a simple dashboard to illustrate a successful signing. In your own project, in your personal project, you can have a more fancy dashboard. This is just to illustrate a successful signing. And after signing in, you are going to have this sign out button. If you are not signed in, you are not going to be having this sign out button. Okay, so with this button you can easily sign out. All right, so that is the workflow of email and password authentication. You can as well, if you forgot your password, you can as well use the forgot password functionality to reset your password. So if you want to reset your password, you are going to provide your registered email address. Okay, so if you provide the email address, then you are going to send a password reset mail. Okay, so you are going to check your inbox for that. All right, so this is the password reset mail. All right, so I'm going to use this to reset my password. All right, so I'm going to provide my new password now. Okay, and then I'm going to confirm my password. Okay, so password did not match. I'm going to make sure they match now, right? So you can see password reset successfully, redirecting to sign in page. Now I can now sign in with my new password. All right. Okay, so that is the workflow of email and password. And you can also sign up or sign in with any of these OAuth providers. Actually, you can use any other ones that you desire. I just use these two for this project. The way the project is structured, as I said, it is easy for you to integrate other OAuth providers. We get there very soon. So let's start with Google. Now I'm going to click on this. All right, so that is going to redirect you to your Google let's say profile. Okay, so I'm going to select this. Okay, continue. So that is going to authenticate our app. All right, so you can see now that we have successfully signed in using Google. You can also use GitHub. So I'm going to, okay, I'm not logged into GitHub here. I'm going to go to the browser where my GitHub is logged in. So I'm going to use GitHub here. All right, if I cancel this, okay, so we're going to be redirected back to home page because our user did not authorize the request. So we can use any of these, both sign in and sign up for OAuth. They follow the same procedure. Okay, so I'm going to use GitHub again, and now I'm going to authorize the app. Okay, so you can see now that the sign up was successful. So that is a summary of the project. Okay, so in preparation for the next video, I included a link to the starter file for this project. Okay, so go to the description of this video. You see the link to the starter file there. Download the starter file, and from the next video we start working, we start building the projects together. Okay, and I will also be adding a link to the next video in the series so that you can easily hop onto the next one. Okay, so you have both links in the description below. If you find the video helpful, if you like the video, just click on the like button below, and also subscribe to the channel so that as soon as other videos are being dropped, you will be notified as soon as possible. All right, so thanks for subscribing, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.